And welcome to Be It TechWorks. So today we are going to build this simple admin dashboard here, and we are going to use Next.js 14. Also, we are going to use TypeScript and Tailwind CSS. Also, building this application, you'll be able to learn several things like how to use nested routes. For example, here you can see we have this part that you are calling home. And also, if you come here and click users, you can be able to see that we have this rich data grid, of which also you'll be able to learn how to use rich data grid to show a lot of data here from the database. So here, if you look here into the routes, you can see we have admin and then users, and we are going to use nested routes here for Next.js 14. Also, if you come here to products, also you can be able to see we have this rich data grid here, and also you can be able to see this one also is a nested route. And the other thing is that when you come here in home, you'll be able to also be able to build these cards which shows us the revenue, the users, and the statistics. Also, the other thing that you'll be able to see is this graphs here. We can see we have line graph here, and also we have this pie chart. Also, you can be able to see we'll be adding these recent users and recent transaction here, so that you can see you can be able to add the recent users who have added in your database here and the recent transaction that have happened here. And this, we are treating it as a admin dashboard for an e-commerce website. That's why you can see the information here is related to e-commerce. So also the other thing is that here you know the importance of using this rich table data, and here you can be able to see this is very important because you can use sorting here by ascending, and also you can sort by descending, and also you can do things like unsort, and also you can be able to see other things like filtering. For example, here if I want to filter a name by maybe the letter, you can be able to see I can search or filter, and if I, for example, look for the name that start with F here, you can be able to see we have Ferrari here. So if I reload again, the other thing that also you can be able to do with this rich data table is that also you can be able to hide a column if you want to. So I can hide that column, and also I can hide another column like this one here, and then you can be left with the columns that you want to show here. So the other thing is also here in the table on the products here also we are going to use the same. We are going to create this data and show it here using this rich data grid, and this is very important because also you'll find that most application you'll build will need to be having this rich data grid, because you can show the information here in a very easy manner, and also you can do sorting and other things like filtering and many other things. So the other thing that also you can be able to do with rich data table is that you can see here on the top right, on the bottom right, you can be able to see we have pagination here, and you can choose how many entries to show per page. For example, you can choose 25 per page, you can choose 50 per page, and many other things. So also be able to learn how to use this rich data table. So right now you need to go and start looking at how we can be able to build this admin dashboard. And what you can do to support me is that you can just like this video, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also turn on the notification bell, because you'll be notified when I upload new video. So if you have already done that, let's get into the tutorial. So to start with, if you want to install Next.js 14, so you can come here and search for how to install Next.js here, like that. Right now we are in version 14, so you can see the documentation is right here, and you can click this one here and go through these steps here that they have addressed here. So this is the command to install Next.js 14. So I can copy it, and I can just come here into the documentation here, and let me clear everything. Also remember we are going to use TypeScript, so let me just click and paste this terminal command here. So if I do Next.js app here and at latest, so it will ask me for the name that I want to call my application. I can just add here dashboard like that, and then it will ask me next. So here you can just go with default options like that, just clicking until it start installing. So I don't want it to install because I already had created such a project. After that, now after it has opened, you will cd into, let's say you have called your project dashboard, and then cd into dashboard like that. And then if you have a VS Code, then you can open using code dot, and then it will open your code now, or where you are going to work for this application. So already have done that, and when you run, you'll be having this landing page, and here you can see this is just data to show that your application is running, and also to show you documentation and other things to learn templates and how to deploy the Next.js 14 application. So now I'm going to first of all close this documentation, and here I had already opened this part here that we are coding, or this part here after I have installed this Next.js 14. Mine I'm calling it admin here. So the first thing that we are going to do is to just come here into this app, and if you click here into layout, you can be able to see the layout here. And the other thing that I want to do is that I want to remove everything that is inside this page here .tsx, because this is the one that you can see here that is being displayed here as a landing page. So let me remove everything here. So I'm going to start here at the main. So I'm going to scroll up here, and here I can remove everything. Let me remove until, let's say here, and remove that. Let me see. Now you can see we have been left with the main here inside here, and also I can remove this class here like that. So if I do this and save and go back to my application, you'll be able to see that now application is blank. We don't have anything. So what we can do is that also I'm going to come into this global here, and I'm going to remove this body here, because you can see we have the default styling here for the body. So I'm going to remove this here like that, and I think now that black color will be gone now. So you can see now how we have changed. Now it is not black because we had already default styling here in this global.css. So let me go back into this part here that we are calling page.cxx, and we want to make sure that our application is working. So I'm going to say admin home, or I'm going to say home like that. And when I save this, let me see. So you can see we have home here. So to make sure also that our Tailwind is working, we can start using our Tailwind. We can, and let me go back here. So to do that, we can say class name, and I can just say text and then 3XL, that means the font. And then when I save this, come back here, you can be able to see actually it has changed. So we have increased the font or font size. So also you can be able to do things like text color, text, and then I can say red, and then maybe something like 500. So you can see also, if you have never used Tailwind, how simple or easy how to use this CSS or Tailwind CSS. You can see we have changed the color. So this is very, very good. So because that means that you can be able to see that our Tailwind is working. So I'm going to remove this part here for the styling. So I don't want to create my admin dashboard in this home page here. I'm going to create it in itself folder. So to create a route in Next.js 14 is very simple. So if you check here, you can be able to see admin dashboard is in this /admin. That means the route that is for admin. And to do that in Next.js 14 is simple. You just come inside this app here, and then here I can be able to add, like for example, admin. So I can call this admin here, and inside admin here I can create a page dot tsx like that, and here I can just use rfce like that, and then here you can see already page has been built for us, or we have built the component in matters of seconds. So the rfce command that you have seen me using is because I have already installed a plugin that is called ES React, or like that. You can just type EX here and then ES and then React, something of the sort, and we have this ES7 here and a React plugin. So you need to install this to be able to use the command rfce. And because I have already installed that, let me just come back here into TSX. I'm going to remove that. So because I had already installed that plugin, I can be able to come here and say rfce, and then you can be able to see enter, and you can see we have created this page in matter of second, or this component. So you're going to come back here, and yeah, I can just add admin like that, and let me show you what I mean now. Because now inside this admin here we have this page. What we can do is that you can be able to see, if I try and go to admin, so admin here, so I'm going to admin like that. So yeah, you can be able to see we have admin here, because now we have this route that we are calling admin just by adding that folder inside here and this page.txx. So now in this page, now this is where we are going to use now, or where we are going to create admin dashboard. And this is because I'm assuming that when you want, as an admin, you need your own route where you can be able to log in and go to to go to the side of admin. So we are assuming that the other side that we are calling home here, this is where also users can be able to have their functionality and also their functionality and also their interface. But when you want to go to the side of admin, you can just click admin route here, and you can be able to go to the admin. Also, if you implement authentication, you find that if when you log in as an admin, you'll be directed to this route that is called admin. So now we are going to use nested routes, and nested routes, when you click, for example, in this application here, you can see /admin/user, but right here now we can create that. And to make sure that we create that, what we can do is that inside this now admin folder here, we can create another folder, and this folder I'm going to call it users, and inside users here I can create page.txx like that, and here I can say rfce, and then you can see we have that page. I'm going to remove this React because I'm not going to use it here. And the other thing is, yeah, I can add users like that, and let me save this. And when I try and now access users like that, you'll be able to see now we have users. You can see we have navigated now to users, just like that. You can see now this is how you build nested routes. So for example, if I wanted to have a user, for example, /users here, what would happen is that I would create another folder inside this app, not inside the admin folder. So I can also create another folder here to create a nested route, and this one we are going to call it products like that. So the route corresponds to the name of that folder. So inside here I can create page.tsx, and then here I can use RFCE like that. And also again I'm going to remove this, and here also I'm going to create here products like that. This is products, and then save this, and can remove this space here. And if I try and to access now products here like that, you'll be able to see now we have products here. How simple is that? So let me go back and inside this admin. So here in admin, you can be able to see we have this part here that we are going to call it sidebar, and we have this part here that we are calling the main, or the other parts, that is, of course we are going to call them children because they are inside this admin here, and we are going to display them as children of the route admin. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. So to do, or to make sure that I create something that looks like this, I'm going to have here another, inside this admin folder here, I'm going to have a layout file, a layout.tsx like that. And inside here, I'm going to copy this route from here. So I'm going to copy this. Let me copy everything here and paste it inside here like that. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this to create our route for our admin side. So this is, you can see this route here, and I think we have not copied everything. So let me copy this again, and then I'm going to remove everything and then paste down here. So when you can see the error has gone. So now I'm going to remove things that we are not going to require. For example, this that is up here, also this here that we are calling enter. So I'm going to remove that. Also I'm going to remove this part. So here we need just minimal things. So here I'm going to remove everything like that. And inside here we are going to have a div, actually, or we can call it even main, but yeah, let us call it main. And this main here also, we need to close it down here. So inside here now, this is where we are going to determine how our admin side will be layout, because you can see we have layout here. So using this layout, I can have a div here like that, and this one, it is for sidebar, and also we have another div here, and this one will be for the rest, like for the rest part of the application. So what I'm going to do is that inside this app folder here, I'm going to create another folder that we are calling components, and this is where I'm going to keep all the components. So this is components, and inside these components here, I can add another folder that I'm going to call it sidebar. So this is sidebar, and now inside the sidebar here, I can create a file that is page.tsx like that, and I can use RFCE as usual, RFCE, and just like that, remove this React here. And inside here now, what I can do, or I can be able to do, is that I can call this sidebar now, sidebar like that. And since now we have created this sidebar, I can go back to my layout, and here I can be able to import my sidebar. So I'm going to remove this space, and I'm going to import sidebar like that. I'm going to import it sidebar from, let me show you. So I'm going to import sidebar from, let's say, at components. So at components, so components here. So we have components, and actually it is at, and then slash components. so I cannot be able to see my components. So let me show you, let me see if I have done any mistake. Yeah, it should be inside this part here that we are calling our folder, that is admin. So I'm going to move it like that. So let us wait and see. So it is moving, so moving components. So we are going to also first of all remove this. So the components folder, it needs to be inside this admin folder here, not inside the app. And let's see how it is working, because remember, if we put it inside the app here, it will be treated as a route. So when you try to go to components, you find that you have, now you are going to have another route which we don't need, because components, that's where we are going to just put the component that we are going to reuse, for example sidebar and main. So since the components have not been moved, we can just delete it very fast. So let us delete and move it to recycle bin, continue like that. And when it is being removed, now we are going to, okay, let me confirm here. So we are going to delete it permanently. And now inside now this folder here, our root folder, we are going to create that components. So components like that. And inside here now we can create the other folder that we are calling sidebar. And inside now sidebar here, we can be able to create page.tsx like that. And here I can add RFCE like that. So I'm going also to remove this, and here I can just call it sidebar. So this is something that we had done earlier, so I'm going faster. So here I have now added like that, so I can now come back to this route here for the admin. So remember, this is not the route that we have here. This is a admin route that is inside this route folder here. So I'm going now to try and import the sidebar. So I can come here and have sidebar. So I need to try and import the sidebar here. Actually, because we cannot be able to autocomplete, I'm going to import it manually. So import sidebar. Yeah, I've seen like there was auto completion. Yeah, I think we don't have auto completion, so I'm going to add from. Now let me just add art. You can see art, and then components. You can see we have components there. We have sidebar and now page like that. So here we can be able now to use that sidebar. So sidebar, and you can add it like that. So the rest now, so here we have the sidebar inside these divs, and inside here now we have the rest. Now what is the rest? So the rest is the one that we are calling children, that using the layout. So you can see using the layout we have these children here, and this represent any other things will be displayed here. So this is just a layout of showing how admin dashboard will look like. So let me save that, and I'm going to push this down. So here this shows you that we are going to have this main, and inside this main we are going to have a div. So this div here, it will hold sidebar. So that means that we are going to show sidebar here by default, but also we are going to have another div here that we are calling children, and this is the rest of the other pages and components. So here I want to show you how it displays. So now you can see we have sidebar and admin here. So now if I try and now go to users here, let me try and go to users. So you'll be able to see that you can see sidebar is just there, and then we have changed the route to users. So that means that we can show any other pages here, and we leave the sidebar here, of which is the same here. If you change the route, you can go to users page, but you cannot you can see that the sidebar is left here. So that is it. So the other thing that I want to do is that, because you can see the sidebar here and the other part here are side by side, so I need to style that. So I can come here, and in main here I can say class name, and then actually I don't know what I've done there. So here we can just add flex, and if we do that, you can see now we have sidebar and users side by side here. And also if you go back to the other side, also you can see, or to the admin, you can be able to see we have sidebar and admin here. So that is the how our route will look, and this will be having a sidebar here and the rest here. So we are going to start by styling the sidebar, and the sidebar will be looking like this here. So that's why I need to style it so that it takes this appearance here. So let's go back and style our sidebar. So where is our sidebar? So let me close this, and also I need to close this also. So let me close almost everything here and leave with and then we are going to leave sidebar only. So we have sidebar here, so it is inside components, and then remember components is in the route of our or this, it is on the route of our main folder. So we can be able now to start styling the sidebar here. So here for the sidebar, let me see how the sidebar should look. You can see we have here, we have this dashboard text here, and also you can see we have list that contains the icon and then the text. So let me come here, and inside here now I can be able to start styling that. So the first thing here I need to style, so I'm going to come here into this div, and I'm going to give it a class name, and here I need to give it a height. So I'm going to give a height of 100 VH, and also a width, or I can just give it a shadow. Let me give it a shadow of, let's say, XL like that. So if I do that, and here I try to display now like the dashboard, so I'm going to use 3 here, and here I can just say add dashboard or admin dashboard like that. If I save this and then go back, you'll be able to see now even we have this part here that has a shadow, and then dashboard here. So you can see it is taking shape. So the other thing that you can do is to style this text. So I'm going to use class name here, and inside here I can just add flex, then justify content or center. And then the other thing is that I can do font to be semi-bold. You can see we have semi-bold text here. And the other thing is that we can give it a margin of 2, and then you can give it a text of 2XL to XL like that. So let me show you how it looks. So if I go back here, so you can see it is giving like this shape. The other thing is that I don't think I have styled this layout. Inside this layout, I don't think I have styled how sidebar will look like. So I'm going back to this layout here, and inside here I can give them a width. So I'm going to give it a class name here, and then we can give it a width of, let's say, 20%. And also I can come back here to this children and give it a class name. Here we can give it a width of 80%. So 80 plus 20 comes to 100%. So the children will take the majority of the space. So if I do the saving, you can be able to see now our sidebar has taken like 20%, the rest is 80%. So that is it. So I'm going also to, let me save this. So I'm going to save here. So format the code and then save, and then save now. Go back to now the sidebar here. So if I look here, if you check here, you can see this is taking shape now. So the other thing is that we need the rest of the icons and the text here. So I'm going to create a list here, UL, and then add here, or ordered list. So here I'm going to give this list here. So here I need to style this, and to style this I'm going to give it class name. We are going to use flex. We are going to use flex column, like that. And also we can do items to be center. And the other thing is we can give a text, and here the text should be 15 pixels. Also we can give it like a text to be aligned left, and then we can also do space y, that is vertically. We need to give it a space of 10, and then we can give a margin top of, let's say, something like, we can give it a top margin of 10 here, so like that. So if I do this and then save, here we can be able to see actually there's no difference. We cannot detect any changes, but now we can be able to start seeing the changes now. So inside this list now, here we can be able now to also style it, and you can give it a class name. And actually let me just add here, like for example, you can have home here. So we have home, like that. Also we can have the other one here. So we can have the rest here. For example, we can have home, can have users here. We have users, and also we have the rest, like the products. So we have products here. So we have products, like that. So this is products, and let me see how it looks like. So if I do this, you can be able to see how they are being styled here. So I need also to add icons. So to do that, let me first of all also save, because I'm adding a lot of spaces. So here I need to have icons. So I had already prepared an icons for us, but first of all, we are going to use our React icons. So how to install React icons? You can just come here and type how to install React icons, or even you can just search React icons. So if you come here and into npm and then React icons, you can be able to see npm how to install it. So I'm going to copy this. So copy this one here and come back to the application, open another terminal. So I'm going to open another terminal here, and inside here we are going to be able to install it. So I'm going to paste it, let it install, and then we are going to be able to use now the icons here. So before that, I need to style this here. So I'm going to class name, and then the other thing is that you can give it flex here, or the direction or the display to be flex. Also we can do items to be center, and then also, or align items should be center. And the other thing is that we can give the text to align to left. And also the other thing is we can give it, when you hover over this text, you need to have text, or it will give you like a text, and then it will give you a color of slate but 200. So the other thing is that this one should be cursor pointer. So and then we have font to be semi-bold, like that. And also let me just come back. Yeah, so the React icons have been installed. So let me push this down also to have a space for working. So you can see here we have semi-bold and everything here, it is being styled. So I'm going to remove this first of all, so that we are going to use the same styling. So here I can just come back here, like that, and then let me format this. So if I do this and go back into our application, so let me first of all remove that. So you can be able to see we have home here, and when you hover over it, you can be able to see it is changing like the color. So I had already seen or have prepared the icons that we are going to use. So I'm going to import all of this from now the React. So icons, or I'm going to import it from React icons, and that is because I could not remember all of them on top of my head. So you can see all of these icons here. So for example, here for home, you can see IO home outline. So here in home, we can also have that icon here. So let me add the icon IO. I think it is IO home. IO home, I can just copy it, think, and let me add it like that, and then let me save this. And when I format my code and then save, you'll be able to see here you're going to have that icon. So you can see we have that icon here. So also I can be able to make sure that I style that icon. So I can come here and add class name. So this one should be class name, and then here I can add a very simple styling. So I'm going to use tx text, and then 2xl, and then margin right will be 2, like that. So let me see how it looks like. So yeah, you can be able to see now it is making sense. So you can see we have this part here that when you hover over it, it just gray out. So now the other thing is that now we can use this and copy paste several times. So copy that and paste it here several times, like that. So if I go back and show you how it looks like, so you can see how it looks like. So the other thing is that now we can change here. For example, let's see this one. You need to have users product. So we have users. So we have users here. So for example, here this is users, and we need also to change the icon. So the icon here, let me see the icon that we need to use for users. It is TB users. So we have the one that we are calling TB users. You can see auto completion like that. For here for the products, also we need to have another icon that we are going to call it list. So we are going to call it far list, like that. So here this is for products. So products, like that. Also we are going to have completed like that. And also we are going to have pending here. So pending. And the other thing here, now we need also the other icon for complete, which is MD. Actually I have not done, I need to change this. So this is MD. So MD here, outline, and then incomplete or complete circle. And also here for pending, we need to change to another icon. So for example, we need to have an MD. So we are going to use MD here. For pending, we can use MD out, and then MD out, and then I think it is MD out. I can just confirm MD, actually it's pending, I can see it there. And then here we can have the one for the profile. So if you want to go to profile, also you can have profile here, like that. So we have our profile, and icon for profile is also, actually I think it's MD out person. So MD out person, like that. I think this one here, like that. So you can see how it looks. And then we have the less. Now the other one for logging out. So log out here. So log out, like that. And then here the icon here should be IO power, IO power, like that, IO power sharp, like that. So if I save this and then go back, we'll be able to see now we have they will be having those icons. So I think we have not changed. So let me save this. Let me format first of all, and then I'm going to save them. So if I go back, you can be able to see now we have our admin dashboard here, or the sidebar, that is. So we can come here and hover over it. You can see it gray out. Also the list, the completed, the pending, and then we have the layout or the logout here. So that is it. You can see it looks like this one here. So now we need now to import, or we need now to create this, the other part, the cards here, and also the charts and the rest of this part down here. So to do that, to create this part for the card, now we need to come back into the admin now. So I can close this and also remove that part, also close this part here. And inside the admin now we need to come to, let me close all this. And inside now the page here, this is where we are going to create everything. So like those part here that you can see, we have these cards here, we have these charts here. So we are going to create them here. So we can come back here, and here I'm going to have the main here. We can call this main, and then here also we need to have main. So these are like semantic tags. So main, like that. And also inside here, because we have main, we can have another div, and this div we can give it here. Let me style this div. So this div here, this is the one that will be holding this part, all of these cards here. So let me come back here, and I can just add here class name, and then here I can just add flex, because it will be, we need to create it them to be flex, and then item center, like that. So that is the only thing that we are going to start there. So now let us create as one single card, and here we need, now we have this card, we are going to have 3 of them here. So I have this, I'm going to style it now. So the first thing that we are going to give it is height. We are going to give it a height of 250 pixels, like that. Also we are going to give it a width of 350 pixels. So 350 pixels. And the other thing is we need to give it a shadow of MD, and then we can give it margin left of, let's say, something like 10 or here. So here inside the card now we need to have a text. So you can see inside a single card, you can see we have text, and then we have the rest of the part here. So actually you can see we have the card has been formed here. So we need to have a text here, and then this one we are giving it a span, and inside here I can add this to be revenue. So this is revenue. And the other thing is that, let me just first of all create it here, because here we need styling. So a class name here. So here we are going to style this, we are going to give it a flex, and here also I'm going to give it a font semi-bold, font of semi-bold here. And also I'm going to add it to be item center, like that. The other thing is that I can give it justify center, or justify content to be center. I need then text, and then text should be XL or large text, and then we are going to give it a cursor of pointer here, and then or the margin top here should be 10, and then we have a text, and this text we are going to give it a color of hash, then 555, like that. So let me save this and then see how it looks like. So it saves, and you can be able to see we have revenue there. So if you want to change also the font size, you can do that. But now after this, I'm going to have inside here we have another div that will hold this part here for the money or the earnings. So here we have that div, and inside that div now I can have a span, and then I'm going to give it a revenue of $500. Here I can just add here class name, and this here I can add this to be, for example, flex. Here it should be item center. So this one here, item center. And then the other thing is we can have justify to be justify center, and then margin top to be 3. Also we need to style this span here. So this one should be class name. So this class name here, and we can give it a class name of, and give it a font here to be semi bold, like that. So that is it. And now after this span, actually we can have another div. So we can have another div inside here, like that one, and inside this div now we can start having another div here that will handle the arrows. So I'm going to have, actually I cannot do this because I'm using Tailwind. So here we are going to have the arrows, so I'm going to add a class name here. So you are going to give it a flex item center, items to be center, like that. And the other thing is justify to be center, and then you're going to have a margin top of 3, like that. So here is where I'm going to display those now, those arrows now. So those arrows are this one here that shows us the uptrend and downtrend. So you can see also we have here we have this part that is revenue, and then you can see the revenue there. So I'm going to import those arrows here. So import, we are going to import it from React icons. So import here from React icons, and then we are going to get them from hi2, like that. And here we need to install or to import, actually this I don't know what I've done there. So this part here, we are going to take h arrow. So h arrow small up, actually down, we can do down, and then h arrow here, and then up, like that. So those two, so we can also be able to display them here now. So let me display them here. So the first arrow here is up, so h arrow up, this one here, like that. And then we can have this one here, and then this one is h arrow small up, or can have h arrow, and then this one is long down, I think so, like that. So I need to, I think, import this, actually yes. So I'm going to have those two. So let me remove that. So we can have these two here, and when we go back into our application here, we'll be able to see those arrows. So let it save, and then you can see those arrows here. So now we can be able to style this arrow. So class name, and then actually don't know what I've done there. So class name, and then here the arrow, we can give it a font size of here text 3XL. The other thing is that you can give it a color. So this one I'm going to give you a text color of green, and then 700, like that. And then what I can do is that I can just take this styling here, copy it, and then I'm going to paste it here inside this arrow here. And this one I can give it to be red, like that. So because that is downtrend now. So if I save this and then go back into my application, can be able to see now the uptrend and then downtrend. So the other thing is the other part. So I'm going to save this first of all, format the code, and after this trend now here, what we can do is that now we can have like the other part here. So this part is for compared to the last month. So inside here we can have a span, and this span is compared to the last month like that. So here we can have a class name here. We can give it a flex item center, and also can have justify content center, and then also we can have a margin top of 3 like that. So that is it. I want to scroll up there. So let me first of all also format this. So if I do that now, let me show you how it looks like. But also we are going to make sure that we style the text. So we need to do a small styling here. So I'm going to add class name, and then here we can give it a very small like styling. So we are going to use font and then semi-bold like that. And then if I save that, now you can see our card is taking shape. So now we need to have the other two cards, so because are just the same. So I can format this first of all, and I can copy now from here now. So this part until now I need to copy it until I think here. So let me try and copy it until here. But I think, yeah, it should be let me copy this from here until somewhere here like that. I think that should be the case, but I don't think so. So I'm going to actually, I don't know why I'm not getting where I should cut that until. So it should be until here. Yes. So I'm going to paste that and then paste 3 times like that. And then now I can change this to now the other part is revenue. We have, let me show you. So we have this part for users here. We have users. So we have the first part here that we are calling revenue, which revenue is 500 here. We need here also to have users. So this is users here. So after users, we can have users to be 1000 here, or whatever you want. And also here down, actually we have this part here for users. And I think now we need to have, this is revenue, and we have another revenue here. So let me see the other part. We have users and statistics. So here I can add as statistics like that. Let me see here 500 like let me like that. So if I do this and then come back here, you'll be able to see now we have this part, the cards. Now we have created the cards here. So now we need to continue to the other part where we show the charts. So copy this, actually format. If I format now, it should be like this, and then after that now we can be able to have the charts down here now. So to create the chart, we are going to use MUI because that is very simple. So I'm going to have MUI here. So let me come back here, and we are going to check for MUI charts. That's what we are going to use. So after that, you can be able to see MUI charts here. And we can click this to be able to see how we can start using MUI charts. So let me click again, and then you can see how to get started. You can see the charts that you can create using a UMI or MUI, that is. So I can come here and get started. So you can see gauge, you can see scattered. So I'm going to copy this, and here, because I have another, we have in our terminal, we are going to open another terminal. So let me open another terminal here, so we can test this like that. So also you can be checking out how you can be able to use them. So the first thing is to install the MUI and then Xcharts, and then also you need to install this part here for styling. It is using emotion, and emotion is styled, so you need to also install this. And the other part is that you can install this style engine here. So also you can come back, you can come here and see how you can be able to use the chart. So you can be able, for example, here you can see you can import bar chart and be able to display the data here, like the way you can see here. So you can see lines, you can see pi. So let's see if it has finished installing that. So it's still installing, so we are going to install the other part here, that is this one. You can see the command here, and also if you're using yarn, you can be able to use yarn here, npm. So I have never used npm, so you can also do that. You can be able to install using this. So the package that you use, package manager that you use, you can use it. So let's come here. So it has finished installing that. So let it install now the style emotions here. And also now the other thing that we are going to install is this style engine here, and that like that now. So already you have seen the overview here also. So this is the overview. You have seen the MUI chart component. We have bar chart, we have line chart, we have pie chart here. So this part also, let me install now the other part for style engine. So you can see now you can have the line chart here, and you can see how to get started. You can come here and see how you can be able to use it. So I'm going to start with the lines because we have line. So you can come to line here and see how to make the line. So for example, this line here, you can import this line and be able to use it. You can see also complex lines and also this one here. So for example, for this, I'm going to use this. So a simple line. So let's see if it has finished installing. Yes. So here we need to have those, we have to have those here. So I'm going to have a styling here, class name, and then here I'm going to add flex. We are going to call it items center, like that, and we can give it a shadow MD, and then can give it a margin of 10. So inside here is where I'm going to give it to add now the charts. So to add the charts, I can come back up here and import. So actually I can just copy. Let me copy this code here and show you how I'm going to use it. So copy this. So this is a component. So I'm going to first of all make sure that I import it. So line chart. So I don't know if I can be able to import it direct, but if I cannot do that, let me first of all format, and then I can come up here and import it. So to import it, let me come back here. So I'm going to import, and then to import, I'm going to import it from the MUI charts. So at UMI charts, so you can see here, and then now inside here I can import line chart. You can see the line chart here, and also I can be able to use pie chart. So this is pie chart, like that. So and then now we have the line. Already we have added the line here, and then the rest now is the pie chart. So let me show you how to use also the pie chart. You can come here and look for pie chart. So pie chart overview here. So let it see the pie chart, how to use pie chart, and you can see the pie chart here. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to copy this here, copy and paste down here. So we have this line chart there, and we can have pie chart there. So let me also format the code and then save that. So let's see if we can display them. So let it save and then wait for some minutes, and when it reloads, you can see we are having this error. So this error is create only works in client component. So you can see we need to add this use client up there so that it works. So let me come up here. So we can come here and use client, add use client here, and then it will be able to work. It should be working now. So use client like that. Now it is loading, as you can see here, because you cannot be able to use the directive, but you cannot be able to use create context only works in client components. So yeah, you can be able to see now we have the graph here is being you can already see now we have the graph, and also we have the pie chart. You can see how easy it is. And now we need to have the other part down here. So let me add the other parts. So I'm going to format this, and now we can be able to see the other part now. So this part we are going to add it here. So this part that shows us the recent users and recent transaction. You can see recent users, recent transaction. So let me come up here, and we are going to style this. So we can have class here, and class name actually. So class name, and here we can have flex, and then items to be center like that. And then we can have now the two part. So we have part for the user, but I'm just going to reuse everything. So this is div 1, so this is for the user. So I'm going to have a class name here, and I'm going to style it. I'm going to give it a height of 400 pixels. So 100 pixel here. Also, I'm going to give it a width of 500 pixels. So 500 pixels. And then I'm going to give it a shadow here of XL, and then margin of 5 like that. So we have this now, the first part. So also here we have the text that we have for recent users, and also we are going to style it. So come here into class name, and here we can give it first of all a margin or a padding left of 10. Also we are going to give it like a font of semi-bold, font to be semi-bold like that. And here we can have a text XZ like that. So that is recent users. So now we have the other part down here. So this is a list. So I'm going to have a list here, and like that. So this one is, we are going to have the styling here. So the first styling that we are going to have is space. So we are going to have space Y, and here we are going to give it 10. We are going to give it a padding of 10 like that. And inside here now we can have names. Here for example we can have James Doe like that. We can have, actually let me just copy it and paste here. Let me paste several times. So here we can have Jane Doe. So Jane Doe here. You can have like Disney Doe, and then we can have Richard Doe. So like that. So let's see how it looks like. So I'm going to save this. So format like that, and then let's see how it looks like. So if I come back here, so and it loads, it is still loading. So after it loads, you can be able to see now we have recent users here. So now I can be able to just copy from here like that, and then actually can copy and paste down here, but this time this will be recent transaction. So this is recent transaction, recent transaction like that, or just recent transactions like that. So let me see how recent transaction looks like. So if I come here, you can see James 450. So actually, so I'm going to have here recent transaction, and then here we can have for $50. For $50 here we can have like $500. So this is $500. You can have Disney to have $600, and also we can have Richard should be having $700 like that. So if I save this and then come back here into my application, you'll be able to see now we have this part here for recent transaction, and you can see how it looks really great. So actually I think this one I could have added until this sidebar to at least be able to cover this part here. I think I can do that. So the other thing is that you need also to show the users here. So if I click users here, it should show us the users, but right now because we have not like added the functionality to go to the route of the users and also the product, that's why we cannot be able to do that. So I'm going to do that now. So let me go back to the sidebar now. So where is my sidebar? So I'm going to save or to close everything here, and then I'm going to go to, let me close this. I'm going to sidebar, and sidebar is inside the components. So inside these components here, I can come back here to the users, and I'm going to import. Let me first of all import here. I'm going to import link. So import link here like that from now the React router. So I'm going to import it like that. So I can use this link here to be able to show the, or to go to the route that I want. So this one I can just start by link here. So we have link. So link here, the link, this one here with capital L. So link also here. So here I can just now paste this part here, the users, and here I can just add href. I think it's href. So I think so here it should be href, and then here we can add like /admin /users, and also I can use this up here into the home. So we need to cut the home first of all like that, and then you can use link here. So we have link. So let me move link here. So like that. Actually I don't know why I'm not working the way it should. So like that, and then inside here now we can add the list here. So we can have href like that, and then this one here we can just add /admin like that. So now the other part is this for products also. Yeah, so we can have link like that, and then here we can have like this one. So here inside we can paste now here, and then also here we can add the class name. So this is class name here, not class name, href and then this one should be /admin, and then / now the products. So like that. So you can see how it looks like now. So now I can save this, and let's see how it looks like now, if we can be able to navigate to users. So if you click here, you should go to users. So you can see here we can see like create only works in React. Add the use client up there at the top. So you need also to use that. Use here inside this sidebar, we need to use client. So use client again, use client, because this is client rendering in this component. So like that, and then let us see now. So if we reload again, you're going to see how it will work. So it is loading, and now we are going to show users and products using rich data table, and we are going to use that in this using MUI, and this is what we are calling data grid here. So if you come here to overview, you'll be able to see that rich data grid, or this rich data table. So you can see how it looks here. So you can see this one here, for example. You can select them, you can do whatever you want with them. So this one is also still loading, so let us wait. So to do that, so it has finished loading, and you can see here we are having like an error here. So React Webpack here, import module, use context, and I know what is that this means. So you have done like a mistake here. So if I come here into the import link here, we should not import it from React Router DOM, and this is because this is Next.js, and that's why we are not allowed to do that. So we are going to import it from Next here, and also we are going to import from Next link like that. So, and then now if we do that, so let's see here. Also we can be able now to see when we reload here, it should do now the loading, and it should be okay. So I was talking about the data grid here, and how we can also be able to use it. You can come here into demo, so you can see how it works also. So if I come here to demo, you can be able to see other things that you can use here, like lazy loading. You can use master detail and all of the other things. So let's see if this one will work now. So you can see we have users, we have products. If you want to come to products, you can see we have products now. So that is working. So the other part, you can go into the completed. You are going to complete that for you. So here you can come back home. So now let's see how we can be able to use data grid here. So to use data grid, so we need to come here to get started and see how we import that. So I can come here and install that. So if I come back to this part here, can come to terminal, open new terminal, and then here I can be able to install it. So I can see I've added a lot of terminal, but it's okay, still okay. So let it install, and then also we are going to see how we can be able to use it. So you can see also you need to install this, like the charts, you need to install this emotion, because this also it does styling for data grid. And also you can see we have style engine here, which also you need to import, because it will help you when it comes to styling. So let me see how this one, if this has completed. No, it is still loading. So the other thing that we can check is how to use it. So you can see if you are using TypeScript, you need to add this grid row props, and if you also using TypeScript for the columns, you need to add this grid call def here. So also now you can be able to see how to use it, like here. So you can see you first of all import data grid, import grid rows prop and grid column def, and then you need to first of all create rows. So let me come here, and then it is still installing. So here you need to have rows, you need to have columns, and then when we add the data grid, you need to give it this as props, the rows, and then also you need to give columns as props, and then this component will be able to display the data in that the way that you be like it to be displayed in data grid. So here you can be able to see, open the sandbox. So this you can see how it will look like here. So this is a very simple way of having a lot of functionality. So you can do that. So this one is still installing, so we are going to do that. So let me scroll up here also, and you can read this documentation also. You can read about columns, the rows here. The good thing is that also they have a lot of documentation also when it comes to pagination, selection, so styling. Also here you can be able to see accessibility, performance, and all of those things. They have also talked about almost everything. So let's see. So it is still installing, so I'm going to pause this video and then get back when it has finished installing. So it has finished installing. So what we are going to do is now let us install also this emotion part here, emotion. So let us install the emotion here also again. So it is still installing. After we install emotion, so I think this will be a small package. So after we install emotion, also we are going to install this styled here, or styled engine, the same way we did with our charts. So you can see how UMI grid here like will help us, and also how to use MUI for things like interfaces. So let me come back here and see. So it has installed. So let us also install this again, the style engine. So I'm going to first of all come back into the user. So let me come to users now. Inside the component and then users, you need to come back here, and then here I'm going to scroll this or to push it down, because you need to have a space for working. So here, because we have users, we are going to have a class name, and then we are going to style it here. So the first thing that we need is to, in this part here, so the other part that we need to do here, because data grid also will make sure that we use client here. So that's why I have added it early on. So here we need now to start this part here that we are calling the div, or our main. I can call it main or maybe div. So I can give it just a margin round of 10 here, and then here I can have another h2 here, and this one we can call it now the users, like need to have users here, and then we can be able to style this. So we can have class name. So let me have class name here. So class name, and then we can be able to style it. So the first thing that we need to do is to give it a flex, and then items to be center. So also actually I've not done item center. So item center like that. We need to have justify center also, another thing. So the other thing is we need to have a font here to be semi bold, so like that. And then the other part is that we need to have a margin left of, let's say, 10% here, so 10% like that. And then the other thing is need to have margin bottom of, let's say, 2, like that. So let me save this and then see how it looks like. So if I come back here and then come to users, so if I click users here, we'll be able to see it. So it's taking time, I don't know why. So if I come to users, you can already be able to see we have users here. And I don't think I need this margin left. So I'm going to remove margin left here. I don't think I need it. So I'm going to come back here, and if we can see here the users now. So the other thing is now, yeah, you can see now it is at the center because we have used item center and justify center. So now the other thing now is to show the data grid here. So how to use data grid? Now let's go back into documentation, and the documentation here will tell us how to use it. So you can see this is the whole part here. So for example, we need to import this part. So I can import this part here like that. So let me import it, and I can first of all format this part, and then I can import this here like that. So I have imported the data grid, grid columns, or grid rows prop, and grid column def. So inside here also I need to add these parts, the rows and the columns. So I'm going to copy all of them. So let me paste them here like that, and then I can able to add now data grid down here. So I'm going to come here and copy this data grid here. So copy that and then make sure that I add it here. So like that. So if I save this, so let me format this and also save. So let me see how it will look like. So here I think we need to reload this so that we will be able to see that data grid here in our UI. So let us wait and see. So it is loading, and then after loading, here we'll be able to see that. So it is like loading, and then let's wait. So here the other thing that I want to show you is that when it comes to rows, this is where we have like the actual data, but for the columns here, this is just field, and those field is the one that will be for the header of the column. For example, here let us see, still loading. So I don't know why it is taking a lot of time while it is loading. So we cannot be able to see the data grid. So I'm going to come back to the home here and then try and go back to the users. So I don't know why I cannot be able to see the data grid. So let me see here if I have any error. So let me see, also come back. So let me reload again. So if I reload, I cannot be able to see the data grid. So I don't know why it is not displaying the data grid. Oh, actually it has come. So there was a problem while loading. So the other thing that I want to show you is that here the columns, you can see column 1, column 2 here. So these are the names for the columns. So that's the one that you can see here in the columns, and those are the fields here. So the actual data is this one, hello world. So you can see hello world is being shown here. So rows are the actual data, but the columns here are just the names for the column and the labels, and also you can increase the width here. For example, if you check now, you can see the column 1 has this width here, but when I want to increase it, I can come here and add, like for example 300. So this will be double the width. So if I do that and come back here, it will increase in width by ×2, that is. So it is loading here. So I had already prepared the data. So as it is loading, so I have this data for the users in this part here. So I'm going to copy the rows here, the actual data, and also the fields down here. So I'm going to copy these ones here like that, copy them, and then let me come back here. So while it is loading here, you'll be able to see, yeah, you can see now the width. We have a very big width here now. So that is it. So let me just remove this and then paste the data that I had prepared earlier so that we don't waste time. So if I do that and then save this, then we'll be able to see that our data grid here will change. So also we are going to do the same for the product, and I had already prepared also the data for the products here. So actually here you can see this is the data for our e-commerce, and also you can see the field here or the name of the columns. So here I can just close that, and here you can be able to see now we have added our data. You can see how simple it is, and now it has come with all the functionality that I was showing you: sort by ascending, sort by descending, and also you'll be able to see that even pagination here, we have pagination. And the other thing is that also you can do other things like hiding, so you can hide this column like that. So you can see how easy it is. So we are going also to products here, and we are going to do the same. So here I can come back to products here, and page.tsx, and inside here now we can be able to make sure that we do this part. So I'm going to copy this part here actually, because it is the same. So we are going to paste up here like that. And then the other thing is that actually we are doing like a copy and pasting, and down here also I can just make sure that I copy this. So I'm going to copy everything here, copy this, and then I'm going to paste it down here like that. So this is products, so this is products like that. And then the other thing is that now we need rows and columns. So I'm going to use now this data here for the products. So let me copy this and also this here. So copy that, and then I'm going to paste it down here like that. So I think now that is it, and I want to show you how it will work now. So we can reload, or let it reload itself. So here we actually it is not loading. I think there's some problem. So yeah, you can see it has now have loaded, and you have also the functionality that I was showing you. So also you can see how you can drag this, and then how you can do like match everything. So here you can just come to home, you can come to users now, and you can come to products. So what I have done is that I have shown you how to use charts, very simple charts, and you can just come to MUIX, and then learn about other documentation about match everything, about visualization, accessibility, performance. You can just come to this MUIX, and then you read about all of the above things now that I have shown you about how to show these charts, about how to show the data grid, and all about all those things. If you need to create complex charts, then also you'll be able to go through the documentation and read about that. So that is it. I don't want to take any much of your time. So thank you if you have come to this far. Also, I will include the code into the description of this video, so that also you can code while you are looking at the code. So that is it. See you in the next video. Have a great day. Remember to like and also subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so that you'll be able to be notified the next time I upload a video. See you in the next video. Have a great day.